Welcome to this episode of CHS Wired. I'm Jocelyn Walteri.
And I'm Emery Johnston. Stay tuned for more on the shortage of subs, a new drama coach, and hunting.
This year, the CHS Drama Club put on The Giver as their fall performance. The team also introduced a new coach. Justin Wiggin plays you the story.
So I got the job because last year we needed a coach for the spring show. And Bethany Sandvik called me up probably about 7 in the morning and said, "Do you want to do this?" And half asleep, I was like, yes, I want to do this. And so then I just showed up and we did it, and I really liked it, so I stuck around.
I love Anna. She's always very calm, she knows what she's doing, she's extremely organized.
Anna's doing really well. I can tell she really cares about it and really cares about just the show and has a passion for it.
I went to high school right here at Cody High, and of course I did all the shows that I could while I was here. I have been in probably almost 40 productions. I've been acting and in shows since I was young. Probably about 8 years old was the first show that I was ever in.
I can totally see how much she's dedicating herself to it. She just gives it her all, and she does a good job of directing us and getting us to do what she wants us to do. So,
the first show that I directed on my own is The Giver. I haven't directed a show just me until now. I've always had a co-director, or I've been the assistant director. But the first time that I stepped into any kind of directing role was during Mamma Mia. I was the assistant director for Cody Community Theater's production of Mamma Mia.
I think she's very, very, very good at her job. She's definitely planted herself in this garden, I would say.
Anna sounds like a pretty great new coach. We'll have to see what she does next. Maybe something under the sea.
Can you rush B?
Only if you introduce the story.
Fine. Hayden Thomas brings you some epic stats about gaming in Cody High School.
Hey CHS, Hayden here. Gaming is often perceived as a niche that not many people do. Or is it? Recently, we conducted a poll to see if the students of CHS consider themselves to be gamers, or if they think that most people play video games. According to the data, 72% of students at Cody High School consider themselves to be gamers. In fact, people actually overestimated the amount of people that play video games in this high school. Sorry, boomers. Gamers have risen. Roughly 80% of people play Minecraft, and 77% of people play Mario Kart. Keep going. Oh. That's quite a large majority. Almost everyone plays. They've become super mainstream. I challenge you to go stay inside and play some video games. This has been Hayden from CHS Wired.
If you want some stats about what students are playing, check out our Twitter at CHS_Wired.
Thrifting is going shopping for clothes that are already owned.
That's right, students at CHS thrift. Ethan Hope takes us thrifting with some of them.
What made me want to start thrifting was, well, I had the skill, I could sew things, and then I'm pretty creative, and then I also wanted to make money, so I started like selling a few pieces on Depop.
Well, really just my love for clothes and putting outfits together and finding things that you wouldn't normally be able to find in just a regular retail store.
I started thrifting because of my 8th grade suit phase. You know, there's not a lot of retail suit stores for 8th graders, so I took to thrifting.
I go whenever I have extra money to spend. If I'm just like feeling in the mood to go shopping.
I got really into it when I got into like fashion and stuff, so probably my sophomore year, but I've always shopped at the Bargain Box.
I try to go thrifting every weekend. I really enjoy it, and I'd say it's just a fun hobby.
My favorite thrift store in town is probably, it's called Deja Vu. It's on Bighorn Avenue.
Deja Vu is really good on the Grable Highway.
In town, I like the Bargain Box, but I usually go to Montana Vintage Clothing. Shout out, they're in Billings.
I don't think it's weird wearing someone else's clothes at all.
I do not think it's weird wearing other people's clothes. I just don't really think about it most of the time.
I often think about the dead people's clothes that I wear. It's pretty fun, pretty quirky.
My tips for thrifting are: find inspiration before you go thrifting so you have something to look for. And if you want to find good stuff while you're thrifting, you have to want to be there.
My tips to thrifting are step out of your comfort zone and maybe find things that you wouldn't normally wear.
I usually just look for what I like.
I found this really cool sweater, and I mean, at first glance, it seems kind of basic, but I can wear that sweater with anything.
My favorite thrift find was this retro jacket. It has a bunch of bright colors all over it.
My favorite thrift store find would have to be an old oil rig shirt that I found. It was stained with oil and blood. Fun story.
Wow, I can't believe that I can save that much money if I go thrifting.
And look stylish too.
Within the halls of CHS, there are many talented and creative students. Lloyd goes deep inside the artist's mind and brings you more.
When I'm making an art piece, the things I think about first are, I always want an idea behind it, and I also want a form and composition that inspires me to create it and continue working on it until I'm fully finished.
Probably what I'm wanting to design and what my inspiration is for it, and what I'm taking out from my surroundings to put into the piece.
I don't really know, not a whole lot. It just kind of comes out when I draw it. I don't really think too much.
The reason I like art is because it's a hobby of mine. I like getting my mind off things, and it sometimes portrays how I feel personally.
I would say that I like art because it's a way for me to express myself.
It can be an outlet for me, and it's very calming and relaxing, and sometimes it can be absolute chaos depending on what medium you're using, like paint. Right. It's not fun.
I'm a procrastinator, so when I finish something, it feels nice.
Relief, because sometimes it can take absolutely forever and you have to force yourself to finish.
While you're strolling through the halls, make sure you stop and check out some of the artwork.
Man, nothing helps me escape a stressful day like
Coffee?
No, music. It's a helpful escape.
What kind of music?
Definitely 80s music, but I wonder if anyone even knows 80s music. Drew Trotter tested some CHS students.
Under Pressure by Queen.
Can I say it when I know it? It's Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice or something like that.
Ice Ice Baby by
Ice Ice Baby.
That is incorrect.
God, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know the name, but I've heard it before.
I don't know. Ew, it's the Never Gonna Give You Up song, but I don't know who sings it.
It's like dessert year, right? It's like. I don't know.
Never gonna give you up.
I'm so bad at this. I don't know.
I don't know that one either. Molly Crew.
What? It's a depressing song. Depression. Who in you go to 80s person right now and you ask him, play that song, they're not gonna know.
Under pressure, coming down on me. Okay. I gotta jump when it comes to this one. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Sorry. I'm on my way. Home sweet home.
If you can't remember the name of a song, Mrs. Blatt has got your back.
Our very own Bradley Fick is an aspiring chess expert.
Yeah, I heard he recently tied for 6th at state.
Ooh, really? Let's watch as CHS Wire takes a seat to play a friendly game with him and discuss how he came to play the game competitively.
Even if you beat your opponent, you can't truly beat the game. You can't solve it. I'm Bradley Fick. I'm a sophomore here at Cody High School. So I started playing chess when I was 5. My dad taught me, and I just kind of played off and on then up until I was like 11 or 12. And then I started playing chess a lot at the local library, and my competitive spirit kind of just took over. And I was like, I need to beat all these people. So I decided to get really good at it. I competed in state chess for the 2nd year this year. I got tied for 6th, and I'm happy with how I played. If I had one goal, it would just be to be an expert, which is 2,000 points or more, and just win the state championship once, because I really don't have much aspirations to win like the American championship. You just can't compete with that. I train for it, I practice, but I don't like let it control me and consume me. It's part of me, but it's not all of me. And that's kind of how I explain it.
Man, chess is a stressful game.
Yeah, you're telling me. Now we send you off to Tegan Thompson at the sports desk.
Welcome to the sports desk. I'm Tegan Thompson. This year has been full of emotional roller coasters. Stephen brings you a recap on this year's fall sports.
I am Riley Welch, and I'm an outside hitter in volleyball. We did all right. We had a really young team this year. Our record wasn't as good as we would have hoped or as it was last year, but I think that we definitely grew as a team, and the younger girls really stepped up in a big way, and so that was really good, so that can help them for next year.
My name is Luke Talich. I play football. I'm a safety, and I'm a freshman. We did pretty good. We came in with almost an undefeated season. We lost to Star Valley, and we came into our semifinal game against Powell, and I don't think we were quite locked in. We didn't play with enough passion, and we lost to Powell.
I'm Kaylee Van Artrick. I am a butterfly swimmer in girls swimming. We did fantastic. It was a very great year. Even the very first meet of the season, so many girls had already broken times, and Some girls already qualified for state. It was a lot happier this year too.
My name is Jasper Crofts and I play on the fall golf team. We had a rough start. We had people missing tournaments for work and I had a fractured wrist. And then, so we were shooting for a top 3 placing at state and I didn't get to go, but the team kind of had we struggled at state.
I'm Braden Bond and I do cross country. We did pretty good. We started off really great in Billings, but after that, our season kind of went downhill a little bit. People started to performing kind of like at a plateau. We started like leveling out. We weren't improving as much. We don't know if that was because from like the coaching, our workouts, our diet, maybe just a rough season. But towards the end, we started to pick back up. Courses got a little bit easier. Power race was fantastic for us. Regionals was kind of bad. But then the state came along and we all did really, really great. Girls finished first place, but boys pulled it together for 6th place, even though we're hoping for a 3rd. But overall, Cody team did pretty well.
My name is Tristan Dollard and I play tennis. The team overall did pretty decent. Multiple girls teams got first in their division for state and the boys team did decent overall.
For the first time since 2012, the Phillies cross country team won state. Emery Johnson runs alongside with the Phillies in their successful season.
So I prepared for state about like a couple months before the season actually started. I was training pretty much all summer. And yeah, like the weeks leading up to it, I think that our training got more intense and this whole season was just more intense, I would say.
My season was a success because I really liked our team. We had a lot of really nice, fun girls.
Our top placers, Riley was 2nd and Bailey was 3rd and Emmy was 8th or 9th.
I would definitely say that my season was a success because of our overall win with the girls. I think that we worked for it, definitely. It was our goal the whole season.
What I'll miss most about the seniors is their humor and their kindness that goes towards the underclassmen.
My favorite moment of the season was probably being done. Winning was really nice. It was a really nice way to end it off. I mean, we all worked so hard for it, and I think it was like a great ending to our season.
They really competed well. We were concerned about the course, a little hilly and more altitude. So we completely changed what we did during the season to get them ready.
The course at state was good. It was actually a lot easier than we expected it to be. We expected a lot more hills, but it wasn't that hard and it was actually pretty fast.
When we won, I felt a lot of joy because I knew our girls had worked hard all season and I knew that we all deserved it. And I was just really happy that we could win with that group of girls.
The overall feeling when I won was like overall relief. I think that we all put in the work for it, so I think it was like nice to be done and have a good way to cap off the season.
My goals for next season are just to get 2nd at state again, and hopefully we can win state as a team again, but we will see.
I guess just have another good season, hopefully get another state title, that would be really great. And work hard, it'll be my senior season.
State champs.
Congratulations, Phillies. Another hockey season has started. Maddie Rhodes brings you more.
When we won against Jackson, we were pretty stoked because it was the first time we beat their high school team on their home ice in over 23 years.
Felt pretty good to pick up the first wins of the season and just felt really good out there, fluid, dangles, goals, you know.
The biggest factor that helped our team win against Jackson was probably our younger freshmen hustling.
Good group of seniors, me, Bobby, Wyatt, Logan, Kayla, and Russell, all just trying to be good examples on and off the ice.
Our educated coaches and our strong captains, as well as the upcoming freshmen and our females, will lead our team to greatness.
Just build every day and just get better every practice, get everyone to practice and keep improving.
Team dynamic right now is pretty fierce.
The team dynamic so far It's one of positivity, you know. We're just really looking forward to the season and just really taking it one day and one practice at a time. We're getting everyone there and it's looking good.
If you want to hear more about the Ice Cats, tune into our next show. Now let's hear some advice from our new girls basketball coach, Chris Wagner.
I'd say the best mentality to have would be to just think that you're going to learn something new. If you walk into a practice thinking that you already have all the answers, you're going in with the mindset that you're not going to learn anything. Just be patient. Oftentimes we want results overnight and it just doesn't happen. So you got to expect it to be a long, slow process sometimes.
Thanks, Coach Wagner. And now back to Emery and Jaslyn at the news desk.
Thanks, Tegan.
I've always wanted to see Thanksgiving from a different point of view.
Well then, it's good that Bailey Liebert brings that up right now.
Thanksgiving, a time for family, fun, and giving. But for me, it's something much more terrible. Hi, I'm a turkey, and my life is kind of crazy. First, I crawl out from under my tree. And then I crawl back under, because we ain't finna get shot. However, I eventually get the motivation to gracefully wobble to school. School can be hard. People look at a humble turkey like me differently. Especially when I walk by the vending machines. I then return home. Quickly. Dinner consists of nuts, fruits, and grains. We are strictly vegetarian in the winter, unlike some other species. But then after dinner, I go to bed and hope I don't wake up on someone's dinner table. And that's my day around Thanksgiving season. Hopefully, I've shown you a new perspective on this Thanksgiving holiday.
It's that time of year where we sit down and spend time with family and friends.
It's also that time for the delicious meals prepared by our loved ones.
That's right. Brooke Deal brings you CHS Wired's first DIY cooking special.
Since it's almost Thanksgiving, here's a secret recipe for pumpkin pie bars. In a large bowl, mix flour, butter, powdered sugar, and a pinch of salt together until the mixture is crumbly. Preheat the oven to 350 and grease the baking sheet with cooking spray. Press dough evenly into prepared pan and then start the filling. In a large bowl, whisk together pumpkin, cream, brown sugar, eggs, flour, spices, vanilla, and salt. Pour filling over crust and bake until set and only slightly jiggly in the middle. Let it cool completely. After all that, cut into squares, then dollop, Cool Whip, and dust with cinnamon before serving. This is a perfect dish to impress your family. Happy holidays!
Wow, those look really yummy.
Yeah, they do. If you want the full recipe, check out our Instagram page.
Here in Park County, it's obvious that we're short substitute teachers. Tashi Matthewen shows us the perspective of some district staff here in CHS.
Across the nation, schools are struggling to find subs to fill in for teachers who are unable to report to school. And our school district, Park County School District 6, is feeling it too.
I recently went to a conference, a national conference with human resource directors from around the country, and our presenter got up and spoke and asked, who here has a substitute shortage? And all 750 of us raised our hands.
I called in sick twice because I had a head cold, and I didn't get a sub on either day, and so somebody else had to come cover my classes twice last week.
Oftentimes, teachers find themselves giving up their planning period to cover other classes when a sub isn't available.
I am asked at least once a week to cover other people's classes.
We're constantly looking for substitutes. It isn't just a Park 6 issue. It unfortunately is everywhere, and I wish we could find that magic answer, but a lot of it is just that we need to cover for each other sometimes when a substitute is not available. I always have an ongoing application for substitutes for all positions. The beauty of being a substitute is that you get to pick your own schedule. You get to pick your days, you get to pick your location, and so I think sometimes that comes into play.
Subbing can be really fun. Cody High School has some of the greatest kids in the world, and even our worst kid isn't that bad. So if you're going to be a sub in Cody High School, that's not a bad place to be.
This has been Tashi Matthewen for CHS Wired.
If you know someone who's interested in being a substitute, they can apply at park6.org.
Hunting is a lot more than an outdoor activity. It's a way of life. And for some students at CHS, it's a family tradition. Tegan Thompson spots the story.
My job with Wyoming Game and Fish Department is Deputy Director, and I've been with the Wyoming Game and Fish Department for 15 years. And as Deputy Director, I am responsible for all fish and wildlife management in Wyoming.
I like hunting a lot because it's like memories that I build with my family, and like especially my dad and my brothers, and then just like the satisfaction of like, okay, I did that. I put in all that work and I got this big animal.
The farthest back I know in my family that we started hunting was my grandpa, and he owned a duck club in California, and I think he just started to really love hunting, getting to go duck hunting every week there, and when he moved out to Wyoming, he started hunting bigger animals like elk and deer and just really started to enjoy it.
A lot of questions about hunting in Wyoming and why is hunting so important. Hunting is important more for just the sport of hunting. Hunting is the primary reason we have money for conserving all wildlife in Wyoming, not just species that are hunted or species that are caught. It's for the conservation of all wildlife in Wyoming.
I killed my deer, which was my first animal on my second year of hunting. That was like a really exciting moment. I was with my dad and my brother, and it was like super exciting. It was last day, and I was like kind of thinking I wasn't gonna get anything, and I saw him, and I was the one that spotted him, so that was super exciting for me because like I was like, okay, I really put in the time for this. And I told my dad, and he got down on all fours, and I shot off his back. The first thing that came out of my mouth was like, this is exhilarating. Like I knew it was something I'm gonna be doing for like ever.
Safety is a high priority for the Wyoming Game and Fish Department, and we start talking safety through our hunter education program, and we talk safety and ethics and how to handle firearms and how to shoot safely when hunting big game in the state.
When I kill an animal, we field dress it and then take it home, skin it, and then take it to the either Wagler's, some butcher shop.
I think hunting is important because it just shows you, I guess, almost kind of what you're capable of, and that you're able to kill an animal if you were to need it for food, and that you know how to skin it and gut it and everything. And I think it's important for everyone to learn just because it's a fun experience, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a good thing to learn how to do.
Who knew hunting was such an important thing to so many Wyoming folks?
Thank you for watching this episode of CHS Wired. I'm Jocelyn Walteri.
And I'm Emery Johnston.
See you next try.